Hi, and welcome to Online Marketing 101. This is the first video in a series of videos for authors for online marketing. There's a ton to share in today's world about marketing your books online, and this definitely won't cover everything, but it will give you what you need to take your marketing to the next level and have more book sales. I am Tracy Wainwright. I'm an author, speaker, editor, encourager, and my goal is always to have words that transform. So in this video, my goal is to give you words about marketing that will transform your book sales. So hopefully that's where we will be at the end of this series together. So, you've written a book, or two, or three, or 10. Now what? So, I don't know about you, but when I first started having the desire to write and get published, I knew nothing about marketing. I didn't know a whole lot about writing either, and I had to research and work and read and study and learn and go to seminars and do all these things, but I didn't know anything about marketing either. And I've had to learn that as well as an author of 9 self published books with a couple of traditionally published books on the way. And marketing has changed over the last decade or so that I have been writing. What you will probably find if you've been in the writing world for a while, it has changed for everybody. The internet, social media, and all the different options just have blown wide open book marketing, but it also a lot of times means we as authors have to work that much harder to get our books in front of readers. So, when do you start marketing? Really, you can start marketing anytime. So you haven't finished your first book. Fine, start marketing. Now is the time to start. When your book's scheduled to be published, maybe you have that publication date in mind, whether you're self published or you're going to be traditionally published, start marketing. Maybe you've already published a book, or like we said, or 2 or 3 or 10. You can start marketing right now. There's no wrong time to start marketing except for to not start at all. So this video is going to talk about the first aspect of marketing, and that is to build your brand. If you've been in the author world at all for any length of time, you've probably heard about branding. Maybe you're in another business in addition to being a writer. You've probably heard about building your brand. Basically, you want recognition out in the world for people to see your name or your books and to know what you write, to know what you stand for, to know what product that you're going to give them. That's what building your brand is all about. So, when you're building your brand, consistency is key. You want to get out in front of your readers and potential readers all the time. You don't want to pummel them to death, but that's why companies put commercials on constantly and they change them depending on what TV station or radio station they're on. But notice they're there all the time and we get tired of them, but they do it because it works. Consistency is essential for building. So, the first thing you want to do in building your brand as an author is consider a logo. A logo is certainly not required or necessary, but what a logo does is it gives you a picture, a snapshot that someone can look at and know immediately that it's yours. So, I'm going to show you some examples, and hopefully, this will help you understand why it's so important to have a logo. So, recognize these logos at all? Okay, all you have is a picture or a picture and a letter or a few letters, and you know what these social media sites are. They're recognizable, and it takes a split second for someone to know, oh, this is Facebook, this is how you link me here, this is Instagram, Pinterest. Okay, they're recognizable because they've been consistently out there, and even though maybe they've been tweaked from the beginning to the end, and that does happen, I've tweaked my own logo, you know what they are because they are consistently out with these logos. Okay, take for example car logos. Not a single word on any one of these logos, but I'm pretty sure you know what most, if not all of them are, because they put them on every car, they put them on their commercials, they put them on their buildings. Their logos are consistently out in front of people, and you know what they stand for. You know the quality that they stand for. You know the type of vehicles they stand for. You know which one's in your price bracket, maybe. Okay, but it conveys, this one picture conveys a huge amount of information. It truly is a picture's worth 1,000 words, even with something as simple as four circles together, or a circle and I don't know what you would call that, a three-sided star, maybe? Not quite a star, but it's just so simple and it conveys a huge message. Publishing houses do this too. This is just a snapshot of some of the publishing houses and their logos. Penguin, of course, is a penguin. Random House has a house. Simon and Schuster has this cute guy. Tyndale, just a feather pen. So they're so simple, but when they put them on every book and their website and all of their stuff, they become recognizable, and you feel like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. I know that. And that's what building your brand is about. For people to go, oh yeah, I know that. Okay. Authors do it too. So the top left one is Nora Roberts. Then, of course, James Patterson and Nicholas Sparks have their names in their logo. And that's because their names are very recognizable. Well, bottom left is my logo, and it has my tagline in it, not my name, because my name is not recognizable. If somebody saw this with Tracy Wainwright, they may not know what kind of books I do or even that I'm an author. But my tagline is words that transform. So hopefully you know dragonflies, like butterflies, come from caterpillars. And so there's a transformation that happens from what they are when they're born until what they are as an adult. And so my goal in my writing and speaking, editing, encouraging is to produce words that transform. So that conveys the message of who I am as an author and what my books are aimed to do for the readers. Okay. So, logo, before we go to tagline, not essential, but it's just helpful to have that quick picture that people can look at. And as you get it out there, even if you don't have a book yet, even if you have your first book, even if you're like me from a small town, homeschool mom, not out in the big world, I can get it out there online and people start to recognize it. Next, your tagline. So mine's included in my logo. Not everyone's is. A lot of times they're separate, sometimes they're put together. This gives people within just a few words an idea of what to expect from your book. So I put some examples. J.F. Penn, Thriller on Edge. Okay, so you know immediately what kind of books he writes. He's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. You are in for a ride. Mary DeMuth, Live Uncaged. You may not be as clear about what she writes, but you're pretty sure it's something about breaking free. So whether it's breaking free from societal norms or it's breaking free from expectations or ideas on how things are supposed to be, Living Uncaged, okay? And then Mary Scott, and this is a fun one. It's longer than most people would want, but hers works. Books that don't bite, but the characters might. So her books are safe to read. They're fun, they're adventurous, but there's characters that might bite. So you're already clued in to that she writes books with vampires. So, think about what your books convey, and you may even have different genres. I have several different genres, but when I really evaluated what do they all have in common, they all have in common their words that I hope transform lives. Okay, so when you're building your brand, we have logo, we have tagline, we also have creating a banner. Because we use social media so widely in building our brand and creating this online presence for people to recognize us, banners are a big thing. Some social media sites use them, some of them don't. And you just have to work out and decide where you want to use them, how you want to use them. So I picked some examples. I don't know these authors, haven't read their books, but I just found some banners that I really liked. So this Judith Ingram, her name's very prominent. Reach high, flourish, dig deep. So you get an idea that her books are kind of inspirational. They kind of have you dig deep into your emotions. She's got her website. And she has a couple of her books here. Okay, so she has a fiction book and a nonfiction book. And so you kind of get the idea of what she's writing about, what her books are about. Next, 10 things every child with autism wishes you knew. So, Ellen not bomb. So she doesn't have her name as prominent, but she still has her website. She has her book pretty prominent, and then she has a quote that will grab potential readers' attention. So someone who sees this says, "Oh, I have a child with autism, or have a niece or nephew with autism, or grandchild with autism, or there's, a child with autism in my child's class, or, so this lets you know who the target audience is right off the bat. Crisp, clean, informational. All right, so here's my banner that I use. I don't have any of my books on here, mostly because I have so many books at this point. However, when my new release comes out this summer, In an Instant by Pelican Book Group, Prism imprint, by the way, you should be July, maybe early August. I don't have the exact date yet, but you can be looking for my mystery In an Instant. I will probably create a banner just for that. But because I don't have a new release right now and I have so many books, I use my banner to advertise and just show who I am as a person. So that's what I use my banner for. You can have different banners at different times. I wouldn't change it every week. I wouldn't even change it really every month. Maybe when you have a new book come out, maybe when you have a promotional. And I actually do have a banner created for all of my books, but I use them in a different way. I don't use them at the top of my social media sites. I use them individually in posts. So you can go to if you go to tracywainwright.com/free dash book, you can see a picture of all of my individual book banners there. Okay. So you want to be consistent across social media. So when you're using your logo, when you're using your tagline, when you're using your banner, when you're using your headshot, because of course you're going to have a picture of yourself because as an author, you are your brand. You want your picture also. You want to use it across all social media, across your website, wherever your web presence is, whether it's Goodreads or YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, wherever you are, be consistent. You can go look at all of my accounts. Tracy writes for the number 4 him on Instagram and Twitter. Tracy Wainwright author page on Facebook. Tracy, I think it's /1257 on Pinterest. You'll notice I have my headshot the same everywhere. My banner has to be tweaked a little bit here and there because of size differences, but it's the same. So just use the same headshot. And visibility and consistency is the main thing. Get yourself out there in front of your potential readers and be consistent. That's consistently across the board of different social media sites and in posting. And we're going to talk a lot more about that in your marketing plan and how you use the different social media websites, your website, different places in your marketing strategy. That's coming up in future videos. So I see we're already at 13 minutes here. Not a very long video. I've packed quite a bit of information. You have questions, post them or email them to me at Tracy, _Wainwright at yahoo.com. I love to answer questions. I love to talk about writing, about being an author, marketing, with you and with other authors. So feel free to shoot me an email. Go to that free book page on my website and you can sign up and get a free book. So I invite you to do that. And so what's next? So before we hit our 15 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's precious. Maybe you're even listening to this while you're folding laundry or cooking dinner or you've downloaded it and you're in the car listening to it. I don't know. But anyway, next is how to make the marketing plan. And I'm going to break this up into several different sessions because there's so much information out there that and avenues that are available for marketing. And so that's what's next. Be looking for that video very soon. I'm so grateful that you're here with me and I look forward to hearing from you. Like I said, www.tracywainwright.com/free-book or Tracy_Wainwright at yahoo.com. And please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have all sorts of fun videos and lists that I do. Thanks, and I will see you soon.